Hello.
Hello, everybody. This is the
Hi.
impromptu
Yes.
live. Don't forget to comment. Let us know where you're coming from. Put it in the chat. We want to see you thumping in the chats. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. So
Yes,
we
we do.
had to call and have a conversation about all the, I want to say, foolishness
And shenanigans.
that's been going on in the news.
Yes. So
So let us know where you're coming in from. Type it in the chat so we can shout you out. If you want to join us live, don't be afraid. Join us.
mhm.
Come on live. The link is in the comments on the side. The
outside.
link, yes, the link is on the side if you want to join us, and you can join us live. Don't worry about how you look. Don't worry about your hair. Put on a bonnet. Don't even turn on the
Exactly.
camera if you don't want to. Just come on and talk. We're not worried about all that.
Exactly. I don't have no makeup. I just got some little lip gloss and that's it. So don't worry
I
yourself.
just threw on some lipstick.
Don't worry yourself. Yeah. Amy, let's do the disclaimer. It's impromptu, but we're not representing any church, any job, any entity. We're just these are our own views and we're talking for ourselves. I'm representing myself, Robin and Reed, and you are representing yourself.
Amina. And
All right.
please make sure you share this live. Share it with everybody so we can all talk about it. Let's talk about
Yes.
it.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about
So,
the headline news.
so yesterday I was working all day
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't realize all the stuff that was going on in the world at the White House,
At the Capitol.
at the
At the state
Capitol,
Capitol. Uh-huh.
at the state Capitol.
Yes.
And you informed me about it. Greg informed me about it, but let's get into that, Robin. I don't even know where to start because I didn't watch the whole thing.
Well, the whole gist of the matter is that morning, Trump held a rally and he pumped up his people to go to the Capitol and to demonstrate. I guess it was supposed to be a protest of the election that was supposedly rigged, that we all know he's been saying has been rigged since before we had the election in November. And now the whole mob of the Make America Great people with their flags and their hats, they stormed down to the Capitol, and then they broke through the barricades, and then they started climbing on the sides of the buildings. They broke out the window, and then they climbed into the chamber. They went into the chamber, Amy, and when they
See,
got
something just sounds fishy about that
Amy,
all in itself. Come on now, this
they went
place is secured.
It's secure. They went into the chamber, Amy, now, and they started taking pictures, taking selfies, yelling, screaming. One had the nerve to go in Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, office, put his feet on the table, Amy, put his feet on the table and start taking pictures of himself and took her mail, I guess, as a memorial that he was there. And now one of them was shot dead on the spot. Now one of them.
And
Now
see,
one of them.
that is so mind
Now one
blowing
of them.
and mind boggling. So to me, it seemed like that was staged, planned, and organized.
Well, it was organized. I don't know if it was
I,
staged. I know it was
Come
planned,
on, Robin. How are you going to be? This place is secure.
girl. Amy,
How are
it's
you going to climb in the windows and just sit on Nancy Pelosi's chair and put your feet up? Like, what? No,
I
no,
don't
no,
know,
no.
Amy, but I do know that this is very dangerous and very scary, and I was very disturbed. I started monitoring the events when they first started in with the uh, Mike Pence, Vice President Mike Pence, when Pelosi, when they all went into the initial chamber. I was at work. I told my Emmy, I said, we need to monitor this because we're going to see what's going to go down, because he had been prepping them. No, everybody knew there was going to be a protest, but little did we know that they were going to be able to storm into the and put all of the senators, all of the congressmen and women in danger. And I was like, is this real? Are we watching a movie, or are we being pranked?
Well, remember, I told you a couple months that to me, it seemed like they were staging the scene to overthrow the government. Remember, I said that, and you was like, "No, they ain't gonna do that. No,
You
no, no, no.
sure did.
Ain't
You
nothing gonna
sure
happen."
did.
And you were really trying to argue me down too.
Amy,
I
you
said something
sure
like this is
did.
in the
You
work.
you told me. You said, look like they trying to plan a civil war. And I said, oh, no, no, we ain't nowhere near no civil war. I
I mean,
said,
you was
no.
looking up definitions and all kinds of stuff, trying to tell me I
I
didn't know
said,
what I was talking about.
no, we are not in there, nowhere near civil war. Little did I know, Amy, little did I know that not too many months from thence, we were going to be sitting here talking about this insurgents, this uh, group of thugs that went into this capital and tried with all they might to. They weren't even too violent, Amy. It wasn't. This is the part that's really strange. It wasn't like they went in, they broke through the windows. They didn't come in with their shotguns. They didn't, like they did last time. Remember, they all had those shotguns. This time they went in and with their phones and took pictures and was like, "Hey, hi." It wasn't even like they were aggressive. You know what I mean? From what
Where did
they
the
showed us.
See, that's why I'm saying it seems very strange the way that all rolled out, because it seems to me if you're a guest in the Capitol, there's protocol and there's procedures.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can't just go wandering off. No, I haven't visited there. I one day I want to,
Mm-hmm.
but it just seemed like to me you shouldn't be able to just go wander
You
off. I mean,
can't.
even if
You
you go
can't.
on a tour of a historic mansion, they ain't gonna let you walk around. They be like, you better stay
No.
between these ropes right here,
Mm-hmm.
and follow. Don't go on this area over here. So it's like they just
Amy,
walking around doing whatever they want to do.
that's why it's so strange, because there's so many protocols and you cannot walk in there. You got to go through all these procedures before you can enter. That's the whole part. That's how did they do this? How did they
How did
manage
they
to do
do
this?
that?
Unless they
Yeah.
had some inside people that was, helping them, letting them do.
That's why I say I think that was set up by you know who.
But Amy, on top of all of that, the president of the United States gets on TV and tells them, I love you and you are special people.
Oh yeah, I did see that part. And it
Did you
almost like when he was doing
did you
that
hear
rally,
what I said?
I heard you. He was doing that rally and it reminded me of a cult.
Hmm. Well, a cult is a
The
group of
way he
people.
was
Well,
speaking.
Amy, define cult. If a group of people that share a group, a
Common
set of
belief.
beliefs that are joining together to do whatever. A group of people. Yes, it was a group of people with an agenda.
That I mean, and he started spilling all the beans. It's like, okay, don't try to spill the tea now. You know, all of that has been going on for years, and now he's getting ready to leave the White House. He's letting everybody know all this.
What was he saying? What tea was he
He was
spilling?
talking about voter suppression. He was talking about how in Nevada,
Oh,
the votes were
you're talking about at the rally.
at the
You're talking
rally, at the
about,
rally,
okay.
at the rally. He was letting everybody know all the juicy gossip on his way out.
Well, we already know, Amy.
But that
Nobody.
stuff has been going on for years. So
We
it's like,
already know about voter suppression. He's
I
he's
know
the one that's suppressing the votes. They the ones that's suppressing the votes.
he was going down state by state, revealing every loophole. Well, not every
Amy,
loophole, but
Amy, Stacey Abrams was the victim of voter suppression. They threw away how many votes that was legitimate votes to just to make sure that she wasn't going to win that election. Don't you remember?
Yeah, that stuff has been going on for years. So now, when it didn't work in his favor, he wants to tell everybody voter suppression. They had about 1 million people who's dead. Well, he was coming up with all kinds of stuff, talking about dead people with voting. People that's in prison was voting. I mean, he was like running it down the line, saying that he really won the vote because all these other votes are invalid. It's like, just go ahead and exit on your cue. Just go ahead and exit. Bow
Amy,
out.
Amy, he's not going to bow out. He has let us know that he will not bow out gracefully. He could have bowed out gracefully. Uh oh, it's
She said
buffering.
it was
She
buffering.
said it's buffering.
It's not buffering on our end. That might be your phone
Oh, I don't see any
or
buffering. Log
laptop.
back, log out, and come back and see if it'll help.
She said she had to stop listening.
Because it was
And
buffering. Let me go look on this end, Amy. Let me look on my phone and
is,
see if it's buffering.
is it buffering for anyone else? Comment in the chat so we can know if it's buffering for other people too.
Let me go.
She said she had to stop listening.
It's not buffering.
Let me go look on this end. Amy, let me look on my phone and see if it's buffering.
It's not buffering, Amy.
Buffering for anyone else? Comment in the chat so we can know if it's buffering.
No, it don't look like it, Amy. It look like it's set. All right, let's keep on going.
Okay, but anyways, it was just very interesting how I mean, he just started just telling all the secrets, and I was just sitting there
Yeah.
blown away. I said, you know what? He ain't gonna brainwash me. I'm not listening to none of that foolishness he's talking about. I was just like, I'm not internalizing none of that. Mm-mm,
Yeah.
mm-mm. He can brainwash all them other people out there that was doing all that screaming and stuff when he threw out a couple cuss words. People was going crazy when he started doing. I'm like, are you really sitting up here screaming because he threw out a cuss word?
Oh God, girl. I don't know
And
how we got here, Amy. How do we get
the
here?
Robin
How?
in the rally, he even said in the rally, he said, I used to be friends with Oprah. He even threw Oprah under the bus.
Oh, I didn't listen to that. I didn't listen to that at all. Not only listen
See,
to a
I had to go back on
uh,
YouTube and fast forward and get to the part where I wanted to get to where he was speaking.
girl.
I didn't watch that whole thing.
But Amy, how do we get here? How did we get to Wednesday? And the history books will name it something, maybe Insurgents Wednesday, or you know how they have Bloody Tuesday. They'll name it something, or Mob Wednesday. How did we get here, Amy?
I don't know what happened. I was just minding my own business, working. I
How do
didn't have
we
to
get
look
in this
up.
state of our union?
Whew.
Amy, it all happened when they closed their eyes and turned a blind eye to foolishness. At the first sign of foolishness, before he even was elected, first sign of foolishness, he didn't mean that. Oh, he was really saying, oh, he was not going to say this. And the evangelicals, Amy, community that supported him stamped their seal of approval on him. What do we say to them?
Well, you know what? I think this was all pre-planned. They knew what he was going to do when he got in office. And I always said that I think that he was the distraction. He was placed there to be a distraction while they did whatever they was wanting to do on the back end.
Making money.
Um, yeah, and he was the mouthpiece, and he was the distraction, and he did everything that he's doing. But I don't want to say too much on here because these people be listening.
We just chit chatting. We just chit
You
chatting.
know, the government be listening in on
You
what we
know the
talking about.
armadillo. You know the armadillo going.
Oh, Zuckerberg is listening too.
But I still want to know, how do we get here? Do anybody out there want to share your viewpoints? Click this link if you want to come on. You see this link right here? Click this link if you want to come on and answer the question, how did we in America get to this place? Because it's a very, 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 very disturbing place that we're in, Amy.
It's been disturbed for a long time. It's been disturbed for a long time, and it just got worse when he got in office.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It just turned all the way left. Um, we're in a transition. This is a shift that's happening right now. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, yeah, we are shifting. I mean, of course we're shifting. Uh Definitely we moved into a new season. Definitely, that's for sure. But it's just I don't even know, Amy. I don't even know. I was watching the news all day, as much as I can get in to stay abreast of what's going on, but
It's a lot.
and the people that was co-signing him all these years, a lot of them then said, "Oh, I wash my hands. I'm out of it. This is wrong." All of a sudden, they've turned into a choir boy now. Amy, they didn't turn into a choir boy and said, "Oh no, this is not what I signed up for." But the writing was on the wall. The writing was on the wall, Amy. The writing was on the wall.
Wow. I'm still in shock. Like, I can't believe all that stuff
I
happened.
know, but I was watching, Amy. I was watching Tracy this morning. Tracy Banks. He went live and he was like, no matter what they do, we stay who we are. And I was like, okay, all right, all right, all right. No matter what they do out there, you don't stoop to their level and you start acting up. He said he saw people talking about they want to fight and they want to do this. He was like, no, 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 no. Don't be talking like that.
Fighting for what? That ain't even our fight. Like, whatever they're fighting about, that has nothing to do with us. They tried to throw in Black Lives Matter and try to throw in like black people. It's like, oh no, we don't have nothing to do with what y'all doing over there.
Uh-huh.
That's the president in the White House and all that kind of stuff. That we don't have nothing to do with that.
Exactly. We did our part, Amy. We the people, we did our part. We voted. We did our part. Now they need to do their part. You hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
We
he even
turned.
talked about Georgia. I heard him talking about Georgia, and he was talking about some other states, like just throwing there, trying to throw everybody under the bus. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I can only take
Girl,
so much of his speech. And I usually turn it off.
I didn't bother myself. I just listened to that one piece when he was telling them to go down to that Capitol, and I was like,
That was
uh
a little
radical.
signal. That was a little signal for them to go ahead and move.
Girl, that was radical.
That was their little marching orders right there, and everybody lined up and headed over there and did whatever they needed to do.
Girl,
That's
I
what
don't.
I said. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna say no conspiracy theories on here.
Like what? Like
I
what?
don't have no proof. You ain't finna save this live and have Zuckerberg.
No, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about Trump. I think that was all planned and staged.
Okay. We
That was
know it was
planned.
planned.
That
We
was
know it was
planned that
planned.
way.
We already know it was planned, Amy. They
And he
was they
was
told us.
the head planner. He was the event planner.
Well,
He
they
was
told
the
us.
president.
They told us we already knew it was planned, Amy.
And you guys already knew he planned to have those people out there?
They kept on saying they were going to be out there, but I didn't know they were going to jump over the barricades and go inside and do all of that. But we knew they were going to be protesting because he told us they were going to be protesting.
Okay. All right.
Now, how do you feel about how the police handled these group of people?
Now,
Because
Robin, I
President
told
Joe
you.
Biden already came out and he said that President Joe Biden said that if it had it been Black Lives Matter, then the people would have been handled much, very differently. President-elect Biden said that today.
Well, I know that there would have been some shooting for sure. I know
Hmm.
there would be some lives gone.
Now there
And the
was four
fact that they
five.
did not tase no one, they didn't shoot anyone, they didn't do is very, very, very interesting.
One lady got shot in the chest. I don't know who shot her, and she died. Four other people died, but they like died for I don't know what reasons. They didn't really tell us about the four other
But we
people.
don't know who or
No,
how they died, who shot them or
we don't know
what.
nothing. We don't know nothing. And but I know five people died, and I know that it's time for bed. It's time for bed. Um, I know that um one police officer died. I believe. I think one police officer died in the midst of all this. Amy, it's too sad. It's too sad. I don't even. So where do we go from here, Amy? Where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here? I think we all need to. I mean, what do we need to do? We need to get active
Mm-hmm,
in our local communities. We need
mm-hmm,
to research our state laws. We need to start getting involved and going and getting involved in the community planning within your city. You need to
mm-hmm.
know who your officials are. You need to do your research on your
Uh-huh,
officials.
mm-hmm,
Uh, follow the money. Follow the money. Find out where the money's going.
uh-huh,
Um, get on some of these boards. Find out what the qualifications are to be on the board of some of
mm-hmm,
these organizations within the city and the county and things like that. I think that's where you start. You have to get involved in the community
mm-hmm,
and find out what's going on in the communities. Talk to
mm-hmm,
these people. You can go in there and schedule an appointment with them and talk with them. You can
mm-hmm,
send them an email. They're open. They're
mm-hmm.
open to that.
Yeah,
So I think that's what we need to start doing. I'm sure a lot of people in the city may not even know uh, who their
mm-hmm,
representative is in the division that they live in. You know
uh-huh,
what I mean? So
mm-hmm.
do your research and get involved.
So yeah, we need to get involved. We need to be at the table. We
You
need to
need to
be
be at
involved
the
in
table.
the
Figure
decision
out.
makings of every state, local government, whatever we can do. We need to get our hands involved in that, Amy.
Now, I know that it may be hard to get a seat at the table because a lot of times when these people are elected in office, they're elected for a certain period of time, 2 years, 4 years, and you
Mm-hmm,
got to be appointed by the governor or you got to be appointed by somebody of power. Now,
mm-hmm,
how you get appointed by someone of that type of power, I think it's the good old boy system.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
You got to know the right person in order to be able to get in there because a lot of those people they stay in those positions for a long time.
mm-hmm,
So you got to figure out a strategy in
mm-hmm.
order to get a seat at the table.
Okay, all right. What about should we watch and pray?
You should always be watching and praying. You should always be
Oh,
watching and praying.
we're watching and praying and do something.
And you have to put some action
Watch,
behind it.
pray, and do. I think I did a live the other day. I said we need to see it and we need to say it and we need to do it. Talking about our visions and what we're going to do. We need to see it, say it, and do it. I think the doing piece, Amy, is always lacking. We just want to talk about it, but we actually got to do it, Amy, because
It's
it's
all that's always the lacking part. It's easy to sit around and oh, we prayed about it. We gonna pray it away. Some things you can't pray away. You got to do the work.
you can pray and do.
You can pray and do, but you can't just
Yes.
pray.
No, you got to get up from the prayer and implement what you heard while you were communicating with God. What you find out? What did he say? What
What
did
did
he
he
say? What
say?
did he say?
What did he say? Now do. Yeah,
Oh,
that's the main part, the
the
doing, the
doing.
work.
Because I think somebody said, I think I told you, they were praying they didn't have no food. No food. The mom boils a pot of water, put it on the stove. Oh, Shandaboko, speaking in tongues. Amy, all they had was boiled water. All they had was boiled water. You got to get up and make it happen, Amy.
So she was speaking in tongues, praying for food, like food was gonna pop up.
Yes, and all that she had was boiled water until she got out there and got out and got some food. Went and get out there and bought some food, Amy. You see, you can pray, but you got to do.
You have to do. You have to do.
Oh,
So
oh man.
find
And
out what the qualifications are to get involved in your city and get on the board. It's going to require some work.
because Amy, look at what we got going right now in this government. We have President Joe Biden elect. He has assembled a cabinet, the most diverse cabinet that we have seen. He got women, he got black, he got Indian. I mean, all the races and all the sexes are represented. Now, he's moving into a direction that we're like, okay, we're going to have a seat at the table. He got African Americans in high places, so that we can be involved, Amy, in the decision making. Prior to that, it's all been one, no diversity, just one governing body, Amy. They all look the same. So now it's starting to look like America. It's starting to look like the United States of America, which I'm excited about. Of course, we have Kamala Harris right up there at the top, second in charge, which I've been excited ever since you've seen me dancing, Amy.
I
Ever since,
know.
girl, I was I was happy because now we are starting to have, Amy, a seat at the table for real. Women, Mexicans, blacks, Indians. I mean, people from different races everywhere. Oh, Devon just entered the room. Yes, it's starting to look like us, and I'm excited. I'm excited about what the next administration can do and get accomplished now that we have control over the Senate, we have control over the House. Maybe we can work together and make something happen, Amy. I'm
Hmm.
excited.
Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
Let's see what Devon is saying. I live in Yuma. The only county is, I think she's saying the whole county is Arizona for Trump. I have to
Mm.
deal with ignorance daily at work. It's
Uh,
everywhere, Devon. It's not only in Yuma. It's everywhere. And you know what? I have always, Amy, I've always respected people for their political stance, Amy. I've always respected. I don't judge you because you're a Republican or a Democrat. If you want to be independent, I don't have no qualms with you. But now I'm looking at you with the side eye
I mean, I
because
respect
they've gotten
everyone's.
so divisive.
Yeah, I respect everyone's political beliefs as well.
Hmm.
Um, Everybody's entitled to believe the way they believe, but don't try to force your beliefs on me, though. Don't try
Yeah.
to change my mind. Don't
Hmm.
come over here trying to change my mind. You believe the
Right.
way you believe. I believe the way I believe.
But Amy, now they have coined the term the re-Trumplicans. And Chris Cuomo on CNN, he said every day the re-Trumplicans. Now he's pulled out the batch that are Trump only. He separated them from the Republicans. He's calling them the re-Trumplicans.
And what does that mean, though?
I
I
guess it
know
means,
Trump.
I guess it the Trump supporters that'll ride and die, no matter what he do, no matter what he say, no matter how, no matter if
They're
he
his little
incite
supporters.
violence, no matter if he try to tear down the country, they for him. That's okay.
Mm.
You be for him. You be for him. But like you said, don't try to pull me into it.
Don't pull me into it. And they had something going on down here in Las Vegas. They were on the strip and they had their little cars and their signs for Trump rattling down here too, hanging off the balconies down the strip of the hotels and had on they "Make America Great Again" hat.
Huh.
Um, I
Hmm.
mean, I got one. We got one that live right next door to us. They come out with their little "Make America Great Again" hat, causing us mischief. Our
Amy,
neighbors is always bothering us.
I don't
Like,
even
we ain't
mind.
going nowhere. We worked hard to be into this house. Thank you very much. We are not going nowhere. We're your neighbors.
Amy, I don't even mind if you have on a Trump hat. I wear your Trump hat and wear it with pride. Because when Hillary was running for office, Amy, I had on a Hillary T-shirt. Mom bought us those Hillary T-shirts from that rally. I had my Hillary T-shirt on. The people were mad when they saw me. They saw me coming. They were like, ugh, like they were sucking their teeth and everything. And I was like, mm-hmm, yeah, and what? So I know they got that kind of attitude.
It's the same thing. It's
It's
the
the
same
same
thing.
thing. So I know they like, and what? Like, what you gonna say? I got on my Make America Great hat. Fine. You wear your red hat. I'm okay with that. Now, don't you come over here trying to spew hate, though. Open up your mouth and spewing this and spewing division and spewing this. You keep your spewing on that side then. Wear your hat, mouth closed.
What did Devon say? Devon said today, if you support Trump, get out of my face.
A lot of people feel that way. A lot of people feel that way. Hey, look, I still love you. I still love you, Amy. I do. I love everybody. I just don't want you to come over here and try to
Don't try to change my mind.
change my mind about anything.
Mm-mm.
Devon says means Trump has taken over the Republican Party. Mm.
Mm.
Hmm.
He's
Well,
still trying to convince people that it's so funny how he tries to make things seem like it didn't happen. Like,
that's
no, that's not what happened. It happened like this. Like, he flips the whole story, and it's like, uh,
he got you confused.
yeah, you get confused. You're like, maybe you're right.
No. No. Just because you keep saying the same thing
He
over and over
and
and
he is
over again,
so
don't make it's true. Don't make it
serious. He is so serious about it. He could, I'm telling you, he could convince.
true. Yes. Because Amy, did you listen to the recording that
He can
that
convince
came out
anybody.
last week? Did you listen to the recording that came out last week? Was that last week or earlier this week? When they recorded him when he was talking to the Secretary of State in Georgia,
No.
trying to find votes.
Oh
Amy,
no.
he was so confident in his uh, convictions when he was on that call. Amy, I know he had his arms crossed like this when he was on that. I could see him. I could see him. He had his arms crossed. He had his arms crossed and he was like, I just want to notify you. I just want to notify you. You know, he put that finger that the election, it was rigged. I want you to know, Amy. And they were like, sir, Mr. President, that's not true. He was like, it is true. He was so convinced, Amy. He has convinced himself that he literally won that election. He was like, we won by a lot. We won by millions of votes. And it's like, he is so, I mean,
You gotta have that
charismatic
kind of.
in
Some
his
people need to
approach.
take a page out of his book when it comes to faith because he has faith. He believes it will come to pass. He is serious. I mean, you gotta take a page, take a page out of that book, and especially when it comes to negotiating. If he gets on the phone and he's like that, you better be taking notes. So when it's time for you to negotiate,
Oh, you pulling out the positivity.
I'm put. When it's time for you to negotiate, you got to be confident and steadfast, poised.
Girl, because he will convince you. He will convince you that you know what?
That's probably how he get all them
it's
deals signed because he will
girl.
convince you. They be like,
He
"Oh
said
no, we
that
don't want to do business with you." Oh yes, you do, and I'm going to tell you why.
Amy, he sat there with his arms crossed. Do you hear me? For a whole hour saying he won that election. Do you hear me? I mean, at some point he was like, "Come on, I only need 11,000 votes." I mean, come on. That's what he was saying. I listened to the whole hour. I listened to the whole hour, and I was like, "Wow, he is convinced. He has convinced himself." Look what Devon said, Amy. She said he's crazy. You know what? Uh, uh, that man is not as crazy as you think he is, or he want to appear that he is. He's calculated.
Well, when I was listening to that rally, he got a good memory. Now, I know I've seen some videos where it seemed like he was kind of out of it and didn't know what was going on, but he was running down those numbers state by state,
Well,
scenario by
he had a
scenario.
prompter. He had a prompter, I'm sure,
I don't know, but I don't know.
or he had some notes. He had something.
It seemed like he knew what he was talking about.
She said bipolar narcissists believe their own lies. Mhm. I don't
Yeah.
even know if they didn't even know it's a lie after a point. They think it's the truth, Amy.
Yeah,
They
it's
think
it's
the lie is the truth.
it's the truth to
Mhm.
them.
If anybody want to come on live and share your viewpoints, you see this link here? All you got to do is click it. I'm going to post it again. You want to come on live and say your piece, everybody's viewpoint is welcome. We have our own viewpoint. It's called Candid Conversations, even though you see Candid Conversation.
Conversations.
That's a
Disregard
typo.
any typos.
That's
Disregard
a typo.
typos.
But you are welcome to come on if you want to. And we would love to hear your input. Because I know the world is shook.
Everybody's talking about
Everybody
this.
is shook.
Everybody's talking about it. They on the phone. They
Mhm.
texting. They sending video shares. I mean, it's
Girl,
all over the place.
I
So
had to
I'm
call
sure
mom.
since you've been talking about it with other people, you can talk about it here too.
Exactly. Amy, I had to call mom at lunchtime. I was just too through. I was like, Mom, I'm just too through. I'm just too through.
Oh, too through about what?
This whole situation. I was just getting mad. Amy, I went through so many emotions yesterday. I was angry when I was watching it on my phone at work. And then I was disturbed. And I was like, "Ooh, how could they do this?" And had the Republican senators, and them on the ground, and they showed them hiding underneath the chairs, and I was like, "Ugh!" And then I went from angry to disturbed to sad. I was just sad.
And see, and
I was just sad,
that's exactly why I didn't watch it because I didn't have time to go on that roller coaster of emotions.
girl. I was
I
sad.
was too busy having to keep my composure dealing with these customers.
Oh,
And you know what? It's funny because that energy rubs off on you.
hmm,
You're watching it on TV, but that is affecting you. I called
yeah.
mom yesterday. Mom was all, these people on this TV. I'm like, Mom, what are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. These people. She said it again. I'm like, Mom, I said, I don't know what
Oh,
you're talking about.
Amy
Hey,
Phillips Curtis just arrived. Yeah,
hi.
I'm glad you could
Um,
make it too. We're
so I had
talking
to tell
about.
Mom,
Let's tell them what we're talking about, Amy. We're
yes,
talking about
recap.
uh, our current state of our union. We're talking about everything that just happened on yesterday with the thugs and their insurgents that tried to take over the Capitol while they were trying to certify the electoral college votes. And we have gone. I've told everybody I went through a gamut of emotions on yesterday. I went from angry, then I was disturbed, and then I just got sad. I was just sad. And Amy said that she didn't want to go through that roller coaster ride. She didn't even stay tuned. But if you want to come on and share your comments, click that link right here, and then come on and we'll bring you on live and you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, I didn't want to go on that roller coaster because I know that energy transfers. And
Mm-hmm.
like I was saying, I called my mom and she was just yelling. Come on here, Mom. What happened before that, so I can understand what these people are doing? Yeah,
Girl.
everybody was in an uproar.
They still are. They still are. I posted on my wall, Amy, if you didn't know, I said, get him out of here. That's what I put on my wall. I said, we need to get him out of here. Because
But everybody's saying, "Get him
days,
out of here."
13 days that he has left. And thank God we made it through this day. So tomorrow we'll be saying 12 days. The countdown has begun. 12 days. We're like, oh, please, God, don't let nothing crazy happen during these 12 days, because we don't know what could happen, because they never expected this kind of uh, shenanigans to take place. When you have senators on the ground hiding, Amy, I was watching them hiding because they were scared. And one of them had her hand over her heart, laying down, and the I don't know if they were the House or Senate. I don't know. He had his hand like on her, trying to like comfort her, because I think she was like, "Oh my God!" Like she didn't know if she was gonna make it. And they have a photo of that, and I was like,
Wow.
Jesus. They were in
Mm.
fear of. They didn't know what was gonna happen. She just laid down on the ground with her hand like this. She must have been praying, like, "Oh God, help me. If this is my last time, Lord, forgive me of all my sins." Let me stop.
But you know what? I probably would have been saying that too.
Girl,
I would have been saying all of that stuff. I would have
girl,
been saying all that because you don't know if you were going to make it out of there.
girl. That's why Big Mama used to say in Second Baptist, she said, "It may be my last time. It may be my last time, children. May be my last time. It may be my last time. I don't
I don't know. They still sing that song. They still sing that
what?
song to this day.
What? Amy,
At Second Baptist,
I know they do. I know they do. But maybe your last time, so you better get it right. Hmm.
you got to live rapture ready.
Girl, you better live like he's coming any second. Do you hear me?
Hmm.
Everybody watching us, you better live rapture ready. You better say, Lord, forgive me for everything that I've done that was not like you. Let's see what she said, Amy.
Yeah, pull it up.
They said a priest came and prayed with them when it first happened. Wow.
Mm.
Oh, I didn't even know the priest was already
Me
there.
neither. I didn't know that. Oh,
Well,
you
that,
know what? They probably have a priest already in the Capitol. You know how they have all services in there, from what I
uh-huh.
understand.
Oh, well, good.
A
I didn't even know
chaplain
that.
might have already been there, working or whatever.
Well, thank God for that, because at that point, you just need a prayer. Mm.
Woo.
And,
Yes.
I mean, they raced Mike Pence out of there so fast, and Nancy Pelosi, they put them somewhere in a hiding place because they didn't know if they were going to be. But the good thing about it, Amy, this is the good thing about it. They came back, they did their duties, they certified the election, so all the mob and all their thing did not distract from what was going to take place on January 6th. What was meant to happen happened, and I was just happy that none of them were injured and none of them uh, fell victim to anything uh, as it relates to this kind of shock of their life. I'm
Right.
just happy that they were all safe and sound. You know,
Yeah.
and every agenda that all of those Trump supporters, and I know people were there, probably weren't even Trump supporters, just there to wreak havoc. I'm aware of that because it was a lot of people. Amy, everything that they planned didn't work.
But you know what's interesting that they waited to January 6th to do that? They could have marched weeks ago.
They
What
had
was
to do
significant about today?
because the House and the House of Representatives and the senators were at the Capitol to certify the election results. This
Yeah,
is
but
the
I thought
final step.
that, okay, so when they announced that he was selected, Biden,
Hmm.
they could have protested then. They didn't. So they wanted to
Well,
go in there and turn over chairs and do all that today, thinking that that was going to change the numbers or change their mind.
Yeah, they thought they were going to
That's
overturn
so silly.
they thought they were going to overturn the will of the people. They thought they were going to overturn, but don't be surprised. Don't be shocked because they have been meeting and they have been gathering. They met up at every Phyllis saying it was pre-planned, just
I
like
say it was pre-planned too, and I think somebody was the head honcho in that organization. Somebody was the event planner.
you. What you talking about? Somebody.
Somebody was the event.
We are Phyllis.
Somebody was the
Phyllis, we
event
know it
planner.
was pre-planned. We know that it was pre-planned. But are you saying that the uh, police and everybody was involved because they acted as if they didn't have enough resource to contain the crowd? They left them in there somehow, some way. So you're saying that they uh, were a part of it?
Possibly.
Devon says they tried to stop Congress by overturning the election. They had to, had to they make pipe bombs. Had to they make. I don't understand that. Devon, you have to try that again.
Yeah. It sound like she's saying they made some.
You typing too fast, girl. You typing too fast. Let me see.
They tried
Phyllis,
to stop Congress by overturning the elections. Had to they
I think she was saying that they made pipe bombs.
they made pipe bombs.
Yeah, they had planted some. She
Oh,
said weeks ago the FBI found out. What? When did that come out? I didn't know about that part. I
and
know.
allowed it to move forward.
Hmm.
Because they should have had all military and everybody out to prevent that from happening. They knew it and they allowed all that protesting and foolishness to take place.
Well, see, if they were going to protest, that's fine because you know this is the United States. You can protest.
But it wasn't gonna be no peaceful protest
Well, if
though.
it's supposed to be a peaceful protest, they should have been prepared. That's what I'm saying. All those people that was prepared for the Black Lives Matter movement, or and let me say this: I'm not a proponent of the Black Lives Matter. I like the slogan that Black Lives Matter, but I'm not a part of that whole movement. I just want to let that be known, Amy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I'm saying? I believe Black
You
Lives
believe
Matter.
that Black
The
Lives
slogan,
Matter,
the
but
slogan.
it's separate than the actual
Move.
organization.
Yes, exactly. So the same police force that they showed when the Black Lives Matter, they knew that the Black Lives Matter protest was going to take place. They were set and ready to go. But why is it that when this one was pre-planned and she said the FBI found out about it, then why was the police not set and ready to go? That's the question. That's the question. Because somebody told. Let me leave that. Let me leave that.
I know
Did
that's
somebody
what
tell
I'm
them?
telling you. I'm not saying specific stuff because
Hmm. Hmm. Devin said yes. Devon said yes. She said yes. I don't know. What are you saying yes to?
it's probably yes that it's pre-planned.
Wow.
Agreeing.
Oh Lord, Amy, it's a mess. Do you hear me? It's a mess. And silence is not the is denotes what does silence say to you if somebody ain't saying nothing about this matter? What does that mean to you?
Mm,
What does silence in this matter mean?
I can assume, but I don't want to assume. We would have to ask the person who's being silent, why are you being silent? So they can tell us what it means.
Okay, that's a very diplomatic answer. Um, because I think somebody said silence is. Oh man, I wish I could remember the.
I know what quote you're talking about, but I can't think of it either.
Silence equals ah. I can't think of it at this particular moment for some reason.
Let me
But
see.
hmm, if John Lewis was alive, Amy, if John
Silence.
Lewis was alive today, he would be mouth would be wide open, calling for an investigation because they would have been in there too.
Right.
Oh man, 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 man. So, what is the quote? Does anybody have it?
I was trying to look it up, and then I put in something that didn't bring up what I wanted.
So, Amy, what if Martin Luther King decided to be silent? What if Rosa Parks decided to be silent?
We wouldn't be where we are today, I don't think, because there's not too many people that have stood up to the
Mm-hmm.
government. There's not a lot of people, and the people that have stood up, they're dead. So that is an example to everybody. Be quiet.
Hmm.
Nobody wants to get up and say nothing because they don't want to get up there and be assassinated. So it's
Mm-hmm.
almost like look what happens when you speak up.
Hmm.
So then people have that fear factor and they don't want to speak up. Most people don't want to speak up.
Hmm.
Or they have this idea that, well, we're black. So if we go out there and do that, they're going to shoot us up. That's what
Mm-hmm.
some people think. So it's like they don't want to go out and fight the good fight.
Mm-hmm. And why is it, Amy, that we have conditioned ourselves that where you don't talk about religion, don't talk about politics, don't talk about that? Why have we conditioned ourselves? Don't say that.
I think it's because it can turn into an argument.
Mm-hmm. But sometimes we need to
Those are
argue. We need to
touchy
argue
subjects.
about it. We need to argue about it and come to a understanding. Let me understand your viewpoint.
I do agree with that. I think we need to understand each other's viewpoint, and I don't think people do enough research about other people's religion, other people's cultures in
Mm,
order to understand their perspective.
yeah.
So they assume that they know about Catholics, or they assume they know about Hindu, or they assume they know what
Mm-hmm.
Buddha is or whatever, and then they just assume that they're doing something wrong. And so then next thing you know, there's a debate.
Mm-hmm.
They think that their way, my way is right, your way is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't
Mm-hmm.
taken the time to do any research to understand the
Yeah.
culture
Yeah.
or their practice.
So just the mere fact that we're on here talking about it gives me clarity and gives me a greater understanding because then I can hear your viewpoint. I can see the people's comments and then I'm enlightened. You know, I went from I told you guys I've gone from angry to disturbed to sad and now I'm happy because I'm listening and I'm hearing what you're saying about the matter, and I'm getting a better understanding about what we're where we are and what we're doing and where we're going, how we can make it better. You know, so I think having the conversation, although sometimes it may seem uncomfortable, it helps. I mean, it makes us better. It makes us rounded. Sometimes we can have a narrow perspective, but if I can hear what you're saying about it, and then that'll enlighten me, and I say, "Oh, I didn't think of it that way."
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
And then sometimes when you actually listen to other people's perspectives, um, it's like you learn to respect that person more. And we
Mm-hmm.
need to sit down and have these hard conversations.
Uh-huh.
Why do we avoid hard conversations?
Because we don't like confrontation. That's what I think. People don't like confrontation. So if I'm
So then
expressing,
that means you need to learn to communicate. You need to learn to control your emotions and
mhm,
control yourself during the conversation. If someone says something that triggers you, you need to keep your composure
hmm, and respond versus
and
reacting.
respond
Mm-hmm.
respectfully.
Uh-huh. So if we can learn how to have these candid conversations and You express your viewpoint. I may not agree with your viewpoint, but I respect your viewpoint, and you can say your viewpoint. Nobody's gonna shut you down. Somebody's asking on here, how candid can we be? As candid as you want to be.
Yeah, as candid as you want to be.
um, I'm not for sure what that person's going, where they going with that.
Yeah, now,
Keep an
yeah.
eye on it. I'll look over there, Amy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now,
But
if it starts getting out of line, then that's different. I mean, I'm talking about a respectful, peaceful
hmm
conversation to hear everybody's point of view.
yeah, because that's how we learn, Amy. That's how we grow.
That's how we learn, that's how we grow. But sometimes I think people say certain things and it's a trigger, and it triggers the other person and they want to shut down and they don't want to talk anymore. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, why are you shutting down, not wanting to finish the conversation because I'm not saying something that you want to hear, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. He's saying,
I'm
what's the
saying
subject?
something that's, huh?
He's saying, what's the subject? We're talking about um, the current state of events with our current world. What happened yesterday in the on the Capitol, where they tried to overthrow the election results. Now we're just talking about how it's important to have these kind of conversations because it enlightens us. It makes us well rounded. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and learning about other people and their perspective and um, their culture,
Mm-hmm.
their religion. It might even be their religion because I don't know everything about everybody's religion, but I
Right.
don't mind reading about it and learning about it. And I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? I actually like that. I like
Mm-hmm.
that. You don't have to like everything about it, but some
Mm-hmm.
parts of it, oh yeah, I like that. And then some parts,
Mm-hmm.
leave it on to the side and be like,
Right.
mm-mm.
Right. Because a lot of some of the pieces are similar too. You know.
Yeah, a lot of it is similar. That is correct. It's similar.
And she said the FBI found out today those guys from Arizona planned to get in the Capitol weeks ago. What? So
And
yeah,
see, and see, that's why I'm like, if they knew that, why didn't they take the certain measures
I don't know, girl. They gonna have,
to keep
they
that under
scratching their head
control?
right now. They still scratching their head, Amy. They scratching their head right
We
now.
we scratching our head. They ain't scratching their head. They know what was about. They knew what was about to take place.
Yeah,
Just
but
like the 9/11. Oh Lordy, I didn't brought up something else that
oh, leave that alone, there.
I'm gonna
Leave that
leave that
alone.
one
Let
alone.
that alone. Let that alone.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Because
Yeah.
the next part of the song say, you don't know what the law has told me. You don't know, you weren't there. Don't know when, don't know where. Oh, let me leave that. Y'all don't make me go Baptist on you. Don't make me go. Don't make me
Yeah, you about to go. You going Baptist?
go. But yeah, Amy, I think we have. Oh, he laughing. Butter, where are you watching us from? That looks like it's from a different place. Butter by Doof. Is that what that's saying, Amy?
Butter bidu, yeah, by doof.
Anybody want to come on? If you want to come on live and share your viewpoint before we get out of here for tonight, you see that link there? You just click that link. I'm reposting it again, and then you can come on live and share with us your viewpoint. Because we getting ready to
Yeah.
get out of here, Amy.
Yes. So
I'm
click the
getting
link if
tired.
you
I'm
want
getting
to
tired.
join live. Yeah, we had a long day today.
But we still had to get on. We got on anyway.
We got on anyway.
Add
We
our
got on
voice to the other voices, Amy. We had to add our voice
anyway. To
to
the
the
other
other
voices.
voices
Yes.
and let us know. Let everybody know. You know what? I posted on my wall, Amy, again because I was posting just as I was going through my emotions. I was just posting. I was just posting.
Good
As I was
night.
going,
Good night, Phyllis. She said she's going to she's I think
you
she's
guys,
going
she
to bed
said
for
you guys
tonight.
are magnificent. We're not gone yet, though. We ain't gone yet. Good night. Um, I posted on my wall, Amy. I said the invisible hand of God is at work.
Mm.
As I was going through my emotions today, the invisible hand of God is yet at work in the midst of all of this. Why do I say that? Because everything they tried didn't work. They tried to
Yes.
overthrow the election. The election was still certified. They thought they were going to harm the people in the House of in the Senate. Didn't work. They were fine. They resumed their duties. Everything they thought that they could keep their candidate in office didn't work. He's going to be gone by January 20th, as planned, and we all know. So the invisible hand of God is yet at work. When we can't figure it out, we can't trace him. All we got to do is trust him. Hey, I just said something. I just said something.
Yes.
When you can't
Yes.
trace him, just trust him. He's
Just
yet
trust.
working it out for our good and for his glory.
Work it
Phyllis, I
out.
hope you didn't miss that. Phyllis Curse, I hope you didn't miss that. I said the invisible hand of God is yet at work. And I'm so glad that he is. I am
Yes.
so glad that he is.
He's working it out.
Hmm. He is working it out for our
Work
good.
it out.
Oh, I thought you were going to sing.
Oh, he said, what did Butter say? So much confusion on what the truth is. Ah, yes, that's true.
Yeah, that
There
is so
is confusion. What is the truth? What is
on
it?
what the truth is. Well, we'll have to pick that up another day
Yes.
because my eyes are yet holding on. All right. Thank you guys for joining
It's time to lay it down.
hmm This was an impromptu. This was an impromptu candid conversation, but we got on and we are so glad that we did. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We're not singing no songs today. We didn't come in with a song. We're not going out with a song. But thank you so much for joining us. Please like and share the video. Please like and share the video before you go. All right. You guys have a good night. Amy,
Have a good night.
Amy, where can they find you at before we go?
You can find me on Instagram at iam.super.natural. Yes.
All right. And you can find me on robinettereed.com or you can just message me through the messenger. I'll reply. Thank you so much for joining us. All right. Take care. If you're not
Bye-bye.
following us on Facebook, go and follow if you're not following us on YouTube, go follow us on YouTube. All right. Amy, what's your YouTube handles?
She said that out loud.
She said that out loud. You can go follow her on YouTube. Go right now. Follow her. We need to increase our followers, Amy. We need to
Yeah,
get
we
them
do
up.
need to.
Matter
We
of
need to
fact, what
increase
is it? Let me put it in there before they go. You said, what is it? She said
She
that out
said
loud
that out loud.
on YouTube. And mine is Robinette Reed. She said that out loud on YouTube. All right. Follow us, guys. We have so much to say and so much to discuss. Until we see you next time. And I think we're coming on Sunday, Amy, right?
Yeah, we'll be back on Sunday.
Sunday night at 6 p.m.
He said, God is the answer. Yes.
Yes. We'll come back until we see you again. Good night.